Hi there guys, welcome to poster patch number 3, which is the ideal team player. Now this is a model devised by Patrick Lencioni, who's an American management consultant, been around a long time now, Patrick, and his journey through the 90s in building his firm was that he wasn't getting his hiring quite right, and he was having a little bit of turnover in his firm, and he thought, well, something must change here in the sense of how he's recruiting into his firm, into his consulting firm. And over the years, he developed this simple three-pronged model here as to what it means to him and his values in his world, and what's meaningful for him and his leadership in his work, and how does he devise and connect that with folk coming into his company. And he wrote a book several years ago called The Ideal Team Player, A Guide to Teamwork, and it's a fable story by Lencioni. He's great at reading simple, easy to understand fable stories, and he developed a story about a construction company in the US. They won a lot of work and they went to the market and they couldn't find who they needed, and they had a guy who they thought on paper was perfect. I won't spoil the story for you, but they went through a journey of learning and discovery to determine whether that person's right or wrong. So here we have 3 characteristics and values: being humble, being hungry, and being smart. Now, let's just explore each of these. So humble, that is really synchronous with humility, with modesty, if you think about that in terms of a character trait. So what he thought of, what in the sense of him and how he carries himself off as a character, that meant a lot to him to be humble. And that was the first trait that he came out of the model. The second was being hungry. We've got to show that desire and passion. We've got, especially in the sales game, we must have that hunger and that determination and that focus. So that was the second attribute that he came by, to be hungry and to display that hunger to your peers and your within your cohort and your team. It can be really inspiring when you see that. And the third trait here in the model, the ideal team player model, is to be smart. Now, interestingly, Lencioni frames that not as being intellectually smart in the sense of IQ or how clever you might be, but in the sense of how you read people, maybe your emotional intelligence and how you blend and work within a team. How do you get along with your co-workers? How do you not say something where ordinarily maybe you would say something? So this is a neat little model. You can bring this into recruitment, you can bring it into team building, you can bring it into sort of performance reviews within your organization. You can even edit and model this to your own particular needs. If you're an HR person, you can bring this into your reviews. So it is adaptable, and that's the beauty of it. Really simple and adaptable, and you can develop matrices and metrics around that. So there we have it for today. That's The Ideal Team Player by Patrick Lencioni. Hope you got something from that today. I'll see you soon.